Our amygdala is set up for safety, but that amygdala has no concern with our fulfillment. That's what our soul wants. So they're actually working together. You're programmed for safety. You're programmed for what's familiar. You're programmed for survival. But your soul wants the opposite. And why is it created this way? I don't know. I don't know why we are created this way, but my opinion of it is that it is our battle to fight. It is our process, our hero's journey to go through overcoming how we are innately programmed to live a soulful life on purpose. And I think that's fucking powerful. I think it would be boring otherwise. Like if safety wasn't like normal to us, one, we probably wouldn't have survived this long. We wouldn't have evolved. But there wouldn't be that combat between our soul and what, our amygdala and our nervous system want. And that's what, it's so rewarding when you push beyond the fear of your amygdala and your fight or flight response into areas. And the important thing to understand is that amygdala, it serves its purpose in keeping us safe. Obviously, because, we didn't always live in such a safe society. We didn't, we had to worry about whether there's a tiger in the bush or, some sort of animal or creature that was going to hurt us or another tribe that was going to come and kill us. We don't live in that type of environment anymore. But the brain is still the same. There's still a reptilian brain that is programmed for survival. So this brain is standing in your way. And what has kept you safe up until now is also preventing you from living your purpose and living the life that you were destined to live. So it takes bravery, it takes courage to push beyond that. But if you will identify that and understand that you just need to create revenue, you just need to have enough to live. And when you live from your purpose, you can achieve financial freedom. Not financial security that a job gets you, but financial freedom, meaning you can earn more living your purpose, doing what you love, doing what you're passionate about, than you can just doing a job that doesn't excite you, that doesn't light you up, that you're not passionate about, that is not connected to your purpose. So if what you're doing daily is in direct contradiction to you living from your purpose, you've got to get rid of that shit. You got to clear it out. How do you get to the point where you don't care what others think? Because that's the biggest obstacle. Yeah. So the approval of other people is so important to us. It is so important to us because we're conditioned on that love and the thoughts and opinions of other people. But at some point we have to identify that we are self-accepted and self-approved. The most powerful and liberating thing that I think you can do in living your life is letting go of the opinion of others and realizing that the opinion of others has nothing to do with you. What other people think of you has nothing to do with you. And when you understand that you don't need anybody else's permission to do anything, whether it be your parents, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, your aunt, your uncle, grandparents, whoever, when you don't need their acceptance or approval, you will do what makes you happy and what your soul calls you to do. It's really important having self-awareness and knowing who that person is in your life. Who is a person who you need permission from? Who is the person you need acceptance from? Who is the person that you are scared as fuck to fail in front of? And you will identify what's keeping you back. Thanks, Andrew. Happy New Year, brother. You will identify exactly what's keeping you back. And you can work through that. You can say, I don't need this person's approval anymore. I did at one point. That's what got me love at some point, was this person's approval. And I've probably, every decision I made in my life, in the back of my mind, I've thought, okay, what is mom going to think? What is my dad going to think? What is my grandparent going to think? And that has been the filter through which I've decided to do things or not. When you commit to living your life for yourself and for your soul, and you let go of the opinions or the approval of other people, it frees you, it liberates you to do what you want to do. Good, I'm glad. And when you take action, and you have to be willing to set boundaries and say, I don't need their approval. I am self-approved. Fuck what anybody else thinks. Not in a bad way, but in a way that empowers you, and move forward from there. And if it requires setting boundaries, then you set boundaries. You say, Mom, Dad, whoever, I love you. I understand you love me. You want what's best for me. But I know what's best for me. I'm going to allow myself to be guided by my purpose and by my soul, my higher intuition, my higher power. It's going to put me into some uncertainty. I know you're going to be fearful because you want what's best for me. You want me to be safe. But this is what's best for me. And all I really want is your encouragement and support. And if they can handle that and they can do that, then cool. If not, then you have decisions to make. Some people have wonderful parents who realize that they're doing that. And as difficult it is to take off, I have 4 kids. So I understand, like, there's just a natural parental need to try to protect my kids. But at some point, you have to free them and you have to let them go. And if your parents or whoever you're looking for approval from realizes that, that's wonderful. If they don't, then you just have to make a decision to proceed anyways. Because this is your life. This is not their life. And the advice that they give you, the things that they want from you, the approval that you need from them, that's all based upon what their fears are. That's based upon where they're operating from. So somebody operating from a non-fearful place, from a loving place, somebody operating from a place where they are conscious and understand how this shit works, they will support you. And they will tell you, go do what makes you fucking happy. Do what you're passionate about. Stop giving away your power to a job or to relationships or whatever my vision was for your life, and you live your shit. And that's amazing. That's powerful. That's amazing when you have that support. And those of you who are parents, understand that. That's the most wonderful thing that you can give, is to accept and approve them as they are. Just as they are, not as the version you want them to be. That's amazing. And if you're a parent also, understanding that your purpose is the most important thing to you, not your children, and setting that example for them, you can still be a great and wonderful parent living your purpose and pursuing the things that you love. It doesn't mean that you neglect everybody else. It means that you are more on fire in your life. Not only are you setting a great example, but you have a greater capacity to be a parent to them. And like I said, you're setting that fucking example for them of how you want them to live their lives. Do you want your children to neglect themselves for other people? Do you want your children to be burnt out? Or do you want them to live free? If you want that, then you can't be that example of that. We tend to think that if I sacrifice myself for my children, they will have this wonderful life. No, they're going to follow your fucking example and they're going to do the same thing. So break that pattern. It starts with you. You are the example. You are the teacher by what you do, not by what you tell them. So fucking live your purpose. That is the ultimate, is to live your purpose in life, to come from there. And if you set goals, yes, they can be tangible, but connect them to the emotions that you want to feel. Create those emotions every single fucking day for yourself. Have a vision of where you want to go. Reverse engineer how you would get to that tangible place and decide to show up like that every day. And achieving these goals and results is a byproduct of creating how you want to feel every day and doing the things every day that would lead to creating that. The behavior, the attitude, the thought process, all of those things. It just happens naturally when you do those things every day. And it happens with ease because you fucking put in the work and you do it the right way. So, sorry, I made notes for this. Number 1, remove fucking obstacles. Remove all the obstacles in your life to living your purpose. And if that's your job, fucking do it. If that's relationships, friendships, do it. Up-level your relationships and your friendships to people who are going to support you, living a big life. If somebody is offended by you living big, by putting yourself out there, by giving your gift, that's not a person that you want to grow with. Maybe they'll grow with you. Maybe they'll grow with your example. But do not shrink yourself for the approval of others, or do not shrink yourself so that you don't offend other people. Allow yourself to be you. Push yourself up level. Surround yourself with people who are going to push you, are going to hold you accountable. Get yourself a tribe of wonderful people. That is another thing. I'm so thankful for my tribe of people. For my peers, my colleagues, the people who inspire me, the clients that I get to work with, my mentors. I am so thankful that I have that tribe. If I didn't, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I understand that and realize that I can't do all this on my own. It ultimately comes down to the decisions I make, but I can't do that without having the tribe that I do. And that's one of the best things about 2016 was I absolutely fucking up-leveled the people who I keep around me. And that's so powerful. So get yourself also additionally a mentor, support structure, a system, and a system of accountability within your tribe to help push you to say, you know, you're not pushing yourself right now. You could be doing more. You're not living on your edge. You're not on purpose right now. You're neglecting yourself. Who will tell you that shit? Not what you want to hear, but what you need to fucking hear. And that's why I love working with the people I do, is because they tell me, fuck you all the time. Because what I tell them is what they need to hear. And I'm right. I love doing that. I love holding people accountable, and people appreciate that shit. I don't want anybody to tell me what I want to hear. I want them to tell me what I need to hear. Even if it fucking hurts. Even if it stings. That's what I need. And that's what I want ultimately. So, and then also design your fucking rituals. Design your non-negotiables. So make the things that make you feel great every day. Make the things that make you feel energized, joyful, free, connected, powerful, badass. Make those rituals non-negotiables. Just like brushing your teeth or taking a piss in the morning. Make them something that has to happen every single fucking day. Schedule time for your purpose. Schedule time for you. Make you the priority. You come first, and then everything else after that. Your kids, your relationships. If you have to fucking wake up early to do this, go to bed early, go to bed late to get your things in, whatever. But schedule yourself first. Make you a priority. So if you don't have time for shit, it's because you're bad at setting boundaries, you're bad at scheduling, and you have fucked up priorities because you're putting other people first. You are the priority in your life. You are the most important. Stop making other people's lives more important than your own. And this is not narcissistic. It's narcissistic if you do this and you don't give a fuck about other people. What's not narcissistic about this is that you do this so that you have a greater capacity to serve other people. And again, your purpose is connected to the way you want to feel, the way you want to create, the way you want to experience things, and then share them with other people. So I take all the freedom and joy that I create in my life, and I share that with other people, and it is the most fucking fulfilling thing ever. Whether people are able to implement it in their own life or not, that ultimately comes down to them. But I share it with everybody. And I teach people how to create this in their own lives. And it's what I'm doing right now. And then, like I said, set fucking boundaries. Set boundaries around your time. Set boundaries around approval and what you need. Set boundaries around the opinions or input that you get from other people. Don't take shitty fucking advice. Don't take advice from people just because they're around you. Take advice from people who've created the results that you want to create. Take advice from people who know how to help people create the results that you want to create. Absolutely. I'm a sovereign nation. This is not, you are not a democracy. You don't need the opinions of all these people in order to make a decision. You need to just be guided by your higher intuition and trust yourself. And that's such a big thing, is learn to trust yourself. If you trust yourself, you don't have to have all these preset rules. You don't have to have all these, securities and protections in place. And you can just fucking enjoy your life. Trust yourself. If you do anything, if you learn to do anything in 2017, it's learn to trust yourself. Because if you learn to trust yourself, you will take the actions that you need to take. And you will put yourself in the situations that you need to put yourself in. Because I trust myself, and I think that's one of the greatest improvements I made in 2016, is I learned to trust myself so that I can put myself in any situation. I'm not scared of anything. Nothing. I'm fucking bulletproof. Because I trust myself. I trust myself to know if I need to take action or set a boundary. I trust myself to know that I will show up for myself, that I will prioritize. I trust myself to know know when I've had enough of something. And that applies to what I eat, that applies to how I train, that applies to my relationships, that applies to the clients I work with. Some people say, oh, this person's so needy and toxic, like you don't want to work with them. I'll be the judge of that. I trust myself to identify that. You don't have to fucking tell me that. Oh, I'm concerned about you. No, I trust myself. I'm good. I appreciate your input. But unless you're my mentor, unless you're part of my tribe, I don't need that. I trust myself to show up. I trust myself to take decisions when I need to. And so often the reasons why we don't trust other people is because we don't trust ourselves. So if you have relationship issues where you don't trust people, if you trusted yourself, you'd have no problem trusting other people. I trust people like easily. I can identify. I trust to know if somebody gives me a bad vibe, and I take action to that. I listen on that. If I get a bad vibe, nope, not going there, not happening. But if I don't, maybe other people do.